So how we doing, guys? This is our weekly update number. I hope you can hear me well, actually. Let me just move this microphone. Number 93. 1 minute past 6. 2 minutes past 6. And we've got lots to tell you today. Lots. It's been busy. We have, I don't know if this is our record visas, but we're getting close to it. After this sort of post-summer Poca the visas coming out. They've just hit us like a avalanche this week. Avalanche of visas come in. Busy with the withdrawal agreements. I've got some. I'm very excited because I've got some really happy personal news I want to share with you guys here, because you'll follow us here, so I'm very happy. It's why you see me very smiley. And don't worry, we're not having more children. No, it's definitely not that. And yeah, what else have we got? We've got questions from our viewers. We have got about EU family members. I've literally got 4 pages of stuff here. It's turned into a bit of a monster this week. So welcome to your weekly update number 93. Oh, as you can see, I'm well prepared again, aren't I? There you go. So how we doing? Got 14 people on, guys. How you doing? I've been chatting to a few people today on the with my discovery calls. I had a couple of calls actually where people could quite possibly qualify for a DMB, and we don't manage that platform. We have people we refer to for that. We considered it right at the beginning, but then we decided the NLV was the way to focus, and we would have had to get a dedicated member of staff just for DMB, and so we don't manage that platform because there's a lot of people that we can refer to who are good. But it's always my view that if you can get one, then get one. We do ourselves out of a job because there's people who say, "Oh, on an NLV," but there's so many possibilities, isn't there? If you can get a DMB, get it in Spain rather than having to go through the consulate. You can get it for 3 years if your paperwork is correct. So a couple of people we're going to refer on, have that DMB looked at if they can get it in, and if they can't, if not, they come back to us for the NLV. So let's just jump on the chat and see what's on. Oh, we've got some comments on. How you doing there, guys? Today got 21 people on already. It's getting chillier, isn't it? Should have Scatson soon, actually. I think he's, I can't remember when he's due to come on and do one with me. Let's get some other people involved. So Donald, how you doing now? Donald, I was in your neck of the woods today, believe it or not. I was in Montreal asking about getting an EU appointment because you'll be having yours very soon. And Donald says, "Hola, Chris and everybody. Just had an electrician putting in more plug points so that I can get my PC and all the peripherals plugged in. I'm not into photography, so I have to look at a lot extra. So have a lot of extra things." Oh, that's great. In this day and age, very sensible, Donald, because most people just go out and get themselves from the Chinese shop one of those extension things, plug it into the thing, and you just can't do that. You don't buy electricals from the Chinese shop. I'm real guilty of doing it. But they have a tendency just to blow up. If you are going to buy electrical extensions, get them from the ferreteria, from the hardware store. Not saying the Chinese shops are great. And the bazaars are great, which are generally run by Moroccans. But the bazaars are called Moroccan shops, and the Chinese shops generally sell the same thing, which is generally everything. And they have come to our savior so many times with the kids. It's unbelievable. You're looking for a pink 1-inch soft bobble because gymnastics needs it for your daughter, and they've told you at 7:30 at night you need it for 9 o'clock next morning. Guarantee the Chinese shop's got it. Electricals, apart from headphones maybe and USB things, probably plugs, extensions, not the best, to be honest with you. And if you do buy them from the Chinese shop, I saw a very good YouTube channel with a Chinese shop owner who spoke Spanish and said how to check for the CE, check for the European mark on it. He said, "My shop sells it. If you go to a shop it doesn't sell with a European mark on it, then don't buy it." Trudy from a very cold Sheffield. Well, it's not that warm here at the moment, Trudy. Thanks for jumping on. Jen, at freezing Gatwick at the moment, flying back tomorrow. Yay. Oh, yeah, it's this morning. It was 8 degrees this morning, but it's gone up to 22. When I was in Montreal, it was 22 today, and I'm gonna soon have to start wearing a jacket. That's how cold it's getting. Here we go. Alexander got our medical insurance quotes today. Quite a very pleasant surprise. Ah, brilliant. That's great. We'll have to catch up next week. And yeah, great to see you on. And good evening, all. This is from Kev. We're the lovely professional accountant Victoria in Cartagena today, renewing my brother's TIA card first class. So that's all of you over the line now. It doesn't seem 5 minutes, Kev, does it? Since I bumped into you there in Matheron, and we had a chat on the table, and you said, "Oh, we're going to get going soon." And next thing you know, that's it. All your renewals done, TIE cards sorted out, and that's us now for 2 years, isn't it? Paul's on. How you doing, Paul? Good to see you. Good to see you. Kev says, just hit the like button. It felt really good. Yes. Just hit that like button, guys, and get subscribing if you haven't subscribed already. John, how you doing, John? I haven't seen you on before. Good to see you. Good to see you. I think I've seen you on, but not for a while. Not for a while. Good to see you on. Cheers. And who we got? Hola, Chris and Todos. Gone very cold here. It's in France. We just put another log on the fire. We've been getting our fire cranked up, I can tell you. And I've been extremely lazy because I used to be, well, you can use recycled paper and squeeze it, put the twisty things and do a lot. And, and then but I've been a firelighter guy this year so far. I've been a lot going on. So just firelighters, 2 or 3 bits of barbecue coal. It goes up. There you go. See you later. Put anything on it. And even though congratulations who have received their visas, you're going to listen to this list we've got here. Oof, blimey, incredible. Very happy Neil and Ginny here after our visas arrived. Thanks again, Chris, for all your help. And here we go. Well, let's start off with you guys, shall we? Let's start off with you guys. There you go. Lovely photo. That's what we like to see. Congratulations there. To the both of you for getting your visas. That's amazing. You were what you written down here somewhere. 6 weeks and 1 day from London. But we're going to go through those in a minute. And what else have we got? Collecting our TIEs for the first renewal tomorrow. Oh, you get your first 2 year TIE cards. Fantastic. Well done. It's a long process, isn't it? Just thinking about the renewals, and then you get your translations, and then, I think yours was a couple of months before it came through at least. We've got some in Malaga, which are 3 or 4 months even. But yeah, it's always all good when you get your TIE cards, isn't it? And John says, long time no speak. Looking forward to our 4 or 5 year renewal with yourselves. Hopefully speak to you soon. Yep, hopefully we'll speak to you soon. I've got when is your renewal? I'll have it here somewhere on our system. Hey, hope you've been enjoying yourselves. Had a good summer. Yeah. What have I got here? I can tell you. Look, this is how good the system is. He says. Where are we? No, we're doing it now. There you go. Brilliant stuff. Yep. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're already doing it. There you go. You have to excuse me. It's 6 o'clock. So what we got going on then? Yes, roll on year 5. Yes, the 5-year residency. Right, and guys, 25 people on, so I better get cracking with some information. We have got loads for you today, and more and more and more. I got some emails today actually for stuff to show, but I didn't get a chance. I've been out today in Montreal, didn't get a chance to, and I was out of the office all day yesterday. Exciting news, tell you about that. I was out half the day staying in Montreal covering appointments because today we had a massive day today. So we had Cartagena with Victoria. There you go. Kev's on there. Thank you, Kev. You're obviously back from there now. And many thanks for the email you sent. We've passed it on to Victoria. Thomas was in Figueroa with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 appointments. 5 appointments, sorry. Chris was in Malaga with 5 appointments.
We had Julie in Alicante with 2 appointments. Lara was in Vélez, Malaga with 1 appointment. And I was the lazy one who went all the way out to Montreal. But I did want to go and see Trevor and Bridget because we did their withdrawal agreement residency 5 years ago. I haven't seen them for 5 years. The last time we met, we were wearing masks. And I went out there to see them and do their appointment today. So that was 11 and 16, 17 appointments across 4 different provinces today. 17 appointments across 4 different provinces. And for me, that's like a dream, because when I first started up Sticks, that's all that I dreamt of it being like. So for me, when I see a calendar like that, I'm like, wow, and sometimes it's good to remember that. Sometimes don't just get cracked in with work. Just sit back, look at the calendar and go, and we're getting emails. Kev, you sent one today. We've got another one just in about Chris, just thanking them, saying it was a great appointment. And I love all that. It's fantastic. For me, it's a dream come true, I have to say. And what else is a dream come true is this. Check out the visas that we got. So we have, I'm just going to bring my photos up as well. You have to excuse me. As you can hear, I've got a little bit of a winter cold going on. Don't feel ill, just snotty. And residency, where are we? So we had London to Alicante, 6 weeks. Congratulations to Roger and Nigel. Some people I didn't ask their permission, so I'm very, very sorry if I don't mention your name. London to Murcia, 3 weeks. So that is 4 visas there. Manchester to Almeria, check this out, 11 weeks. Okay. Manchester to Fuerteventura, 15 weeks. And congratulations to Sheila and David. And I just want to show you a photo, guys. Thanks for sending this across. There we go. There they are, very, very happy. On their way to Fuerteventura or not, guys, as the case may be. You may be coming to mainland and you won't be disappointed. We can't wait to see you over here, guys. Alicante, London to Alicante, 6 weeks and 1 day. I've already shown it, but I'm going to show it again. Well done to Neil and Ginny. Well done, guys. Can't wait to see you over here in Alicante, going on to stage 2. We've got a London to Alicante, 4 weeks. Edinburgh to Murcia, 12 days. 12 days. Okay. Edinburgh. Let's go. London to Alicante, 5 weeks for an individual visa. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. I think 15 in a week is very close to our record. And well done, guys, for getting that in. I am just over the moon for you all. So it's 15 visas in this week, just 17 appointments today. It's been a great day, and I can't thank all of our appointment specialists enough, and everybody in the office, and especially Jane, who sits there, who's probably got a head in her hands going, what on earth is going on today? What's going on this week? Who has always then got something cheeky and funny to tell me and cheer me up. I can tell you that now. Okay, then. So questions. Scott's question. We're enjoying your YouTube channel update every week. Just a quick question. We always thought that an EU passport holder, Helen's official ID card, was the green card attached. Now, this comes from a client of ours. We did an EU and an EU family members and a vehicle for them in Almeria. They sent me this email, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to read this out, and they gave me permission to. But recently, I noticed documento no válido para acreditar la identidad ni la nacionalidad de portador, which means document is not valid to accredit the identity or the nationality of the person who carries it. This, we're talking about the EU green residency documents for EU citizens. Got one kicking around here, I think. Kicking around here. Did have one kicking around here. Should have got it out. No, haven't got one here. Because years ago, during the Brexit business, I kept my daughter's by accident. She now has a TIE card. But anyway, the green cards, the little green ones, EU cards. If you have one of these, let me see if I can find one for you.
which I'm going to find one for you. If you have one of these, it does not prove your identity. It's not a photo card. You are supposed to carry your photo ID with you at all times, and that comes from your country of origin. If you're an EU citizen, it may be a passport or it may be an ID document. Some countries do ID documents. Some countries only do passports, like back in the day with British citizens. Your ID document was your passport. You didn't get an ID document from the UK, and the green certificate was just proof that you'd registered as a resident. Okay, so this is very impractical, isn't it? So what is in reality what happens? Well, in reality, you know, you're not going to go down to the beach with your passport, are you? But definitely make sure that you carry your driving license on you. If you, and I'll probably get shot down by loads of people now going, you have to carry the passport ID on you. I believe that the fine for not actually carrying the correct documents, if you're not committed any crimes, is something like €10. Definitely, it's a good idea to have photo identification on you, like your driving license at least. Now, I must admit, I have been stopped before with just my driving license and my EU residency card and not my passport before Brexit by police, and they were absolutely fine with my driving license. So in theory, I should have been carrying my passport with me, but just make sure that you carry at least your driving license on you. But yeah, the actual EU residency card itself is not valid proof of who you are and your identity, believe it or not, because you don't need it, because you already have freedom of movement. That's just a card to administratively say that you've registered here. Okay, so what else will we say? What else were we going to put on here? EU, talking about EU and EU family members applications in Malaga, 17 weeks in Malaga. Now, we had one come through Mercia as well last week, and that was around 5 or even 6 months close to coming through. What is the problem with these applications? The problem with the EU and EU family members applications is that after 3 months, they are considered rejected by administrative silence, but they're not. You just have to hang in there and wait for them to come through. And when we speak to immigration, they just send us a message saying you can consider it rejected because it's been over the 3 months. But when we get to the file, if we see that it's qualified, we will approve it. So what do? You just wait. And we have to explain that to our clients. And it's hard to do so at times, but hey, what can we say? You have to just hang on, and EUs are taking so long, and we believe it could be because the new Spanish family members law is run by the same sort of department, and they have priority over EU and EU family members when it comes to the applications. We had Malaga renewals. We've just had a load drop in today, so I can tell you now, I have had renewals. I don't know. Oh, and another one as we speak has just dropped in. Notifications. So these notifications I haven't even opened yet. Such a day. And we have had, let me tell you, through renewals. Now we have got about 50 renewals currently being processed, and they've been really slow. But today alone, I have had since this morning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 notifications from the government. So I'm hoping that a lot of those are approvals. We have had a couple through from Malaga, which were 17 weeks in coming for renewal. So there you go. And what's next have we got for you? What notes do we have? Cars. Sawn in your car before you come over. Don't do it. Don't sawn your car. If you get a statutory sawn, where did you say that? I can't speak English now. Let's check. Statutory sawn. What's it mean? Off-road notification. Okay, it is a statutory, I thought so, off-road notification is when you've taken your car off-road. It's like a baja, they call it here in Spain. Now, when you've got a Spanish car, it's a baja. Okay, you can have baja temporal, which means you can keep it in Spain and take it out of temporal, or you can have baja por exportación, or baja because you've taken it to another country. Okay, now, if you sawn your car, you can't drive it anymore. And the fact, if you bring it to Spain, then sawn it, you can't drive it in Spain, which means you can't take it to the ITB. What you could do is get green plates, placas verdes, but you can't get those until you've got your TIE card and your padron. So you might need to drive your car before that. And you should normally have about 3 months insurance on your green card. But whatever happens, if your vehicle is not legal to drive in the UK, it won't be legal to drive here. So do not sawn your vehicle and stop paying tax in preparation for the import of your vehicle and registration. Do that afterwards. Declare your vehicle exported once it's registered in Spain, and then get rid of, then at the same time get rid of the tax payments. Tell them you're no longer be paying tax and sort of whatever you need to do, but don't do it before. Okay. P45 and self-employed. I've had this question now. I've had this question about 10 times this week, and I don't know why. I've heard with good information. There is another company giving people very good information. I imagine they are. They may have their own experiences, and I'm going to share ours. And also, I've seen it on, somebody showed me on a couple of WhatsApps, Facebook groups about P45 or proving that you are no longer working at the appointment at the consulate. Now, in our experience, and we're getting close to 700 visa application, that includes couples though as well. All right, so we're not including couples as one, we'll come with individual applications. Okay, never has a letter from your employer stating that you will be retiring been accepted. In fact, only last week did we get a notification or a requirement letter from a consulate, Manchester in this case, requesting a P45, and this was for a retired person. Somebody had a state pension, so we answered it accordingly. But yes, unfortunately, and we know it's a big liability, because you think, well, if you don't get your visa, what's going to happen? I've lost my job. But you have to provide at your appointment a P45 if you've been on PAYE. If you've been self-employed, then you have to have a letter from HMRC which proves when you deregistered from self-employment, the dates on that letter, the date has to be, and they will issue it. They will issue the letter. Okay, they will issue the letter with the date. Sometimes you have to push. If it's a case that you haven't been employed for a long time and you haven't got your old P45, then there are ways around it. One of them we found is your employment history from HMRC, which shows your PAYE history. And a couple of occasions we've actually had to have them translated. And recently we've had to have one apostilled as well, which you can get apostilled if you have it verified by a solicitor first, which is completely ridiculous, but the consulates seem to like it. So there you go. But a letter from an employer, in our experience, isn't valid. You have to have a P45 or your proof or your letter from HMRC showing that you have deregistered from self-employment. And here you go. So, don't worry about the green card. Get that petty cash in, tin out, and we'll have a beer. That sounds good. This is actually our petty cash tin. There you go. I bet that's our McDonald's tin. There you go. Here we go. So if you do want to add to the petty cash tin, then you can buy me a coffee over here, and that'll go into the tin for the Friday midday. Well, it doesn't happen anymore. That's it. Unfortunately, I used to like knocking off at 2 o'clock on a Friday, but that doesn't happen because I have to pick up my daughter now at 6:30. I just spend all my time in the office. But never mind. My Saturdays are free now because Scouts has moved to a Monday, so it means the weekends are normally for catching up with emails, to be honest with you. But never mind. And I'm popping back to the UK next week. Chris will be advisable to call it in to my lawyers to get stamped copies of this year's statement. Yeah, if you can, stamped is always better. If you can, please, that would be great. Anything that's stamped, everybody loves a stamp. We were laughing about it yesterday. Logs will be nicer now and cost forecast -3. Oh, 10 degrees tomorrow max. Feel obliged to pour a glass of red to warm the cockles. I don't know what's going on with me this winter, but red wine, beer, I just think, just a small single malt, probably.
And that's about it. My stomach, oh, it's growing out this way. I think inside it's shrinking. Doesn't want, definitely doesn't want beer. I can tell you that now, which is very unfortunate. Wait till summer for beer. And Russ Cam, here we go. What's going on? Just this minute, got a text from BLS. Bring it on, Russ. Can we have 17 visas? 17 visas. 10 weeks. Happy days. Well done, Russ. Brilliant. Let me know. I can't wait to get that email in the morning or tomorrow. Let me know that the visas are in and sending me a visa email with the photos. A family I know through Manchester. Wife got a visa, husband's passport missing, and children's rejected. Don't know more information. Seems complicated, eh? Oh, what a nightmare for them. Yeah, when it's multiple applications in one family, it can be a pain. Tony just had my text. Of course, you just emailed, didn't you, Tony? 13 weeks, happy days tomorrow. Tony, send me that. We could be one more on top of that, and that could be 20 for this week. That's amazing. That would have Manchester still very slow. They are, but the main thing is they're coming out. Let's be positive. Yeah, a good man, as long as it's a Scotch whiskey. Yeah, I'm very partial to a single malt. I have to say, every time I go from airport, I may treat myself to one and find that two of those is a lot better to, maybe three if it's a weekend, to relax than half a bottle of wine, and you can certainly get on with visa preparation very well the next day. Okay, what else have we got on our list? So much going on. Answer the question about P45. So you know you emailed me today about it, said I'd answer it on here. Okay, then let's move on now to our next section, which is now Jane says is quickly becoming our stage 2 portal. Jane says if there's any more visas released this week, she's going to kill Chris. No, she didn't say that at all. She didn't say that. So I'm joking. So anyway, changing provinces. Jane say changing provinces halfway through an application. It doesn't happen very often, but what we're talking about here is specifically applications which go into Mercurio. Now, just for those of you who don't know, Mercurio is the government system where if you're on a renewal or a first-time applicant for EU and EU family members, okay, EU applicants don't go on there. It's the family member that goes on there. So NLV renewals submitted directly on Mercurio, the government digital platform. EU family members submitted on Mercurio, the government digital platform. Other residencies that you can apply for in Spain, which we don't deal with, submitted on the government platform. EU Spanish family members, for example, which we will deal with actually, but we haven't dealt with any yet. Imagine your application's in and you're decided you want to move house, but you're waiting for the residency application to come out and you're moving house, you're going to another province. Now, our advice would be, okay, while you're moving to that province, all right, would not be to register on the Padron until you have the approval through, okay, from the province where you actually applied to. And it's going to come digitally to you or digitally to your representative. And the reason we say that is because when, especially with EU family members, they're taking so long to approve these EU family members, and you have to apply in the province where you currently live, and you have to provide a Padron to prove with EU family members that you live in that province. Now, if for an EU family members application, you've changed halfway through, and then they come to open your file and they go on the database and they say, oh, hey, mate, he's provided a Padron from Murcia, but he's now in Alicante. It's a possibility you could be rejected and told to apply again in Alicante. You won't be rejected on any other grounds, but it'd be you've applied in the wrong province to start again, which is going to put you back 3, 4, 5 months. Okay. As soon as a resolution comes through, as soon as you get it, then you can go down, get registered on the Padron, get your TIE card appointment, and then go and register there with that new Padron, and they will change the address there and then. But then what happens? What happens if
you can't get a padron that quickly and you need to get registered on the S1 or something like that, you need your TIE card for that. Well, you could use the old padron, you shouldn't really, but register with a TIE card using that. And then once you get your new padron, okay, update it. You can actually do the updating digitally online, have proof of that as well. And then the next time you come to renew your card, you will get the new address on it. Or you can actually do that physically at the police station. So if you're an EU family member, you've changed provinces halfway through the process, I would wait until you get the resolution and deal with the address change at that point. What happens if you're an NLV and you've originally got your first renewal, for example, or your original NLV in Murcia, but since then you've moved pre-application to Alicante and then you want to apply for your renewal? At that point, doesn't matter because you will have a new padron, so you can use that padron to submit with your documents. Okay, although it's not on the actual official list of requirements, if you're going to be changing provinces, make sure when you do make your application, you submit that new padron to the new province. We've done it before and we've never had a problem. So there you go. Jane also says, check your spam for important notifications. And I'm going to add to that emails from Upsticks. All company emails at times drop into spam, drop into your junk folder. So it's a good idea when you're living in Spain to at least sporadically or once a week check your junk folder. Okay. Jane would also like to say that air fryers are absolutely ace. I have to say, there should be in our food section really, but I have to say that I was one of these people, no, we don't get an air fryer. No, I'm a bit of a cook on wood type of guy. I don't make the kids do that in the kitchen. Obviously we have an oven, but you know, anytime it's possible, get outside and cook. Air fryers, no. Air fryers, no. Then eventually Lara convinced me, because we didn't have a lot of room either in our kitchen, and she said, get a stacked air ninja thing. She said, because that'll do us, it'll be easy for us. I'm going, no. Well, you know, now I'm like, what are we having tonight? Oh, we can check it in the air fryer. Air fryers are amazing. I have to agree with Jane. They are amazing. And the last thing that Jane had to say was, because we're on 32 minutes already, by the way, looks like Valencia Airport have implemented the entry-exit system. So that's Valencia and Murcia, Corvera, that we know for definite. And Kev was on there, weren't you, with Jan, saying that she'd been through as well. And with her resguardo before she got a TIE card and travelled correctly. So there we go. That's good. Right, we're going to go over to the YouTube now. Thank you, Jane, for your... So Donna said, hope Jane's getting a chance to relax tonight. I hope Jane's I hope she is. With a G&T. She likes the G&Ts, Jane. Not really into G&T myself. Yeah, just like a gin and tonic. Sounds like we're all alcoholics, doesn't it? Gainer, hey, how you doing? Hey, watching from Bonanuevo, Murcia. Great to see you on there. Gainer, thank you for watching. And Donald says, yeah, air fryers are magic. They really are. I mean, you can knock up a quick roast dinner, can't you? In them, well, quick, you know, it takes a while for chicken, doesn't it? But all right. Excuse me. We are gonna go. Oh, do you know what? I forgot all of this with the residency. Let me just get this over to you here. This is loads of stuff today. This was just a 5-star review from Denise. Thank you, Denise. Chris and the entire team at Up6 have been fantastic to my husband and me. 5 years ago, we first applied for our TIE, then this year for the renewal. Jane is lovely, friendly lady who's super efficient and never minds being asked what. I'm sure Jane's got a lot more patience than me, I have to say. What I'm sure are stupid questions. No stupid questions, though. All questions are good questions. The agents were all really helpful. I would have absolutely no hesitation in recommending for all of our service, all of their services. And whilst I don't have a YouTube account, I saw Chris' brilliant video that Chris made about where to pick people up from Malaga Airport, which I never knew about and I've now used several times. So this is an added bonus. Thank you, Chris, and everyone at the Upsticks for all your support and help. Well, thanks for that. Yeah, that video seems to be doing really well. For some reason, I'm going to do another one. There was this that I want to discuss as well. I have an Irish passport. This was in the After Brexit in Spain group, which is one of the good Facebook groups out there. I do like looking at After Brexit in Spain and their answers, run by great people, and there's some great content on there. I have an Irish passport. My husband a UK passport. We live in Ireland. Will his passport get stamped when he travel with me? Thank you. Yes, it should do, unless the entry-exit system has started. I'm not answering that for After Brexit in Spain, but I thought it'd be a good thing to bring up here on the renewal, on the weekly update, because you will need, if you're traveling in and you're getting residency and you've got an EU spouse, you need to prove your entry into Spain. Because when we make the application on the Mercurio, which I was talking about earlier on, they're going to say, well, when did you enter Spain? Because you can only make an application in Spain as an EU family member if you are here. If you don't get an entry stamp, how do we prove that? Well, with the entry exit system, we're not too sure if they're just going to have access to that. So we recommend that you definitely keep proof of all your travel, your boarding passes, proof of anything you've even eaten in the airport. Take complete proof. Don't take photos of your food from the airport, but documentary proof definitely of your boarding passes. And I would say, if you don't get an entry stamp, then it would be a good idea to do a declaración de entrada, when you actually declare that you have come to the country in a national police station. We have got a great article on that, and I will put it in the links below. I haven't done it quite yet, but I will do after the video. Now, I got tagged in a Facebook post, Upsticks did, and then I got completely kicked off, but somebody sent me a screenshot to say, oh, you've been recommended out there. So I don't get involved a lot in the stage 2s and the withdrawal agreements. So it's really nice to see clients that I haven't actually met. So Julie, thank you for, thanks to Upsticks for your assistance at the commissariat in Malaga. That's really nice of you to get that photo out there and to recommend us, and thank you very much on that Facebook group. And the reason I wanted to highlight this was because Julie's Spanish is absolutely fantastic. From seeing her replies on that group, and somebody on there said, oh, you should learn Spanish and do it yourself. I'm going to tell you about something that happened to me this week in our Out and About, and you just can't sometimes. I'm not a plumber. I can go to buy the bits, but I'm not going to fix it myself because I'm not a plumber. Just the fact that you don't speak Spanish, and a lot of our clients do speak Spanish now, doesn't mean that they want to do their own renewal, because they employ a residency company to help them and guide them through it. The same as you would do an electrician for your electrics, plumbing for your plumber, somebody to fit the wheels on your car, so yeah, that was, and her Spanish is absolutely amazing, but she wanted a hand with the paperwork and came to us. And I saw this on the group. I thought I'd get it out here. I'm getting some conflicting info and wanted to hear about others had heard. One lawyer said that having money in the bank isn't sufficient to meet the financial requirement for the NLV, and I'd need to show a monthly sum of 2,400 being deposited. But another said that's okay, but I have a monthly deposit so long as you can show 28,000 in the bank for the first year. Who is correct? Thank you in advice for any input. I thought that'd be interesting to get out here as well, because I'm not going to do a whole thing about the financials and NLVs, and both of them are right. If you've got a monthly passive recurring provable income going into an account and it meets the minimum required amount, that is fine. What happens if that passive recurring income have only just started and you can't prove that over the year you've earned the 28,800 euros? Well, you're going to have to prove that that is now going to be for life. Okay, if you've got 28,800 euros in an account, that's also good, though. I wouldn't recommend you take it down to the limit, but you do have to prove the origin of those funds if they haven't been in the account for more than a year, prove where they've been for a year. So both of those answers are right, but it's all about proving and using documentary proof to prove origin of funds, how long you've had the funds in the account, and the proof of the origin of the pension. Say, for example, if it's a pension payment, where that's coming from. For those of you who have worked with us, you know that we get quite deep into that, depending on your personal circumstance. So there we go. Let's go back to YouTube now, and I'm very sorry that I forgot those bits in the residency process. YouTube, check out moving to Spain. There he is again. It's our queridos cats moving to Spain. The harsh truths nobody tells you. You love him or hate him on his videos. You know, sometimes people say to me, "Who's that crazy guy that you're on with?" I'm going, no, I'm not. He's not. I'm on his channel. I'm on the crazy guy's channel. And they're like, yeah, it's funny. But dear, we do have a laugh, and we've been doing it for 5 years now. I feature on YouTube Spain every 2 weeks. And how we find somebody to talk about every week is believable. But Scats has become a very good friend of mine, very supportive as well. We've been through a big journey with his cancer last year, and now to actually see him just rocking and rolling and getting on with life is amazing. So well done there. And he's got some great videos out, and he has his own style in presenting them, which is funny. And lots of people, I know Donald found us through Scats as well. So I think Kev, you might have done as well, might have found us through Sean. But yeah, it's great to be involved in other channels. In fact, I need to get on Sean's channel soon. Question on YouTube. I have an expired TIE under the renewal and I have a justificante. Can I travel within the EU? What do you have a justificante for? I think you mean a resguardo. And yeah, you can travel within the EU, because if you're traveling within the EU, if you're going through an airport, you're going to have to show your passport. So if you travel within the Schengen area or within the EU, then you still have to show your passport. They don't actually ask for your TIE card as proof, and you don't go through passport control. Your passport's only shown at the gate when you board the plane, as I had when I went to Portugal last month. And I just to tell you about that, I did try with the TIE cards. I know you couldn't use your TIE cards, but I went up there like an idiot, waving TIE cards around. The woman at no, and that just confirmed it. 5 top tips of passing an ITV test. What documents? Well, you need to take your permiso de circulación and your ficha técnica. Sometimes nowadays, the new cars, you don't have to take your ficha técnica because it's all digital. You've got this flimsy white bit of paper, but definitely your permiso de circulación you have to take with you. Here we go. We've got, does this procedure for people with resolutions apply to the Canaries too? Silly question, but this is Spain. No silly questions, and yes, it does. So the procedure for the renewal of your Brexit card, I'm gonna have to do a new video because we're getting close to 300 now, guys, and it's going very, very well. But yeah, what I don't know is if they ask you for any further documents at the desk in the Canaries, because we haven't done any there. But yeah, the documents are the same. Your EX23, your 790.012 paid at 12 euros, your Padron if you have changed address. And as far as I'm aware, there's no other requirements. Certainly in Andalusia, Alicante, Murcia, it's like that. And obviously you'll need to book yourself a Toma de Huella appointment. Toma de Huella means taking of the fingerprint. You'll hear that a lot if you're moving over, which is often abbreviated to TDH. So if you see TDH, it means Toma de Huella. Dropping off and picking up Malaga Airport. Very good. It helped. Thanks. That's the second person today to like that video. I'm going to do another one, I think, soon. And we've got here Kev's on. So to Mr. Live. Chris, hope all is well and Raul's arm is fixing. Well, the thing is, Raul's arm isn't fixing, Kev. And what happened was he had the full cast down to his elbow. Raul being my son, guys, for those of you who are watching who don't know who we're talking about, he sometimes jumps on with me here as well. And he broke his arm exactly a year after I did mine. And he had a fractured radio. They call it a radio. They call it fracture radio in Spanish. I don't know what that is in English. And after 3 weeks, we took him back to the doctors. They had a new x-ray and they said it's moved. They said the people who did the, and I'm always shouting the praises of the National Health here, but unfortunately the cast wasn't put on as tight or proper as it should have been. And he's had to have it recast and he's in it for another 3 weeks. But this time he's had a shorter cast put on it and hopefully in 3 weeks' time it would have set. But yeah, the bone had actually moved. And surprisingly, he's in no pain at all. Kids are just hardcore, aren't they? He doesn't have any paracetamol, no Dalsy. Dalsy being the equivalent to, help me out, guys. What's that stuff you give kids in the UK? It's made out of ibuprofen. Don't know. Help me out, guys. Yeah, you'll have to tell me what that is. But Dalsy is the equivalent, Spanish equivalent to Calpol. That's it, Calpol. The equivalent to Calpol. Hasn't had any of that. Just getting on with it. Kev says, I've been doing some carpentry of my brother's during the day and then straight off covered in sawdust to get my car serviced this evening. It wasn't really worth the scrubbing of the fingernails afterwards to DIY at the local garage rate, so I will still stick to making sawdust. We are looking forward to meeting Victoria, which you did do today for my brother's TIA card appointment in Cartagena. So there we go. And you did see Victoria today. And traveling with an EU, I'm traveling with an expired TIA card in Spain, EU entry exit system. I'm going on a cruise for Christmas, December the 19th, and TIA expires on the 7th of December, but legally not allowed to apply it until it expires. Where do we stand with that one? Well, try and get your appointment to at least renew it and go with your resguardo between the 7th and the 19th of December. What province are you in? If you're in Malaga, you may not have a problem doing that. And let's go on to our next section. Let's just jump back onto the call, onto the chat, see where we are. I've got lots of people on the chat. Well, hey, Sardine Sunday coming up. I do like sardines. We're quite, my neighbor, one of my best friends, Antonio, is a dab hand now after a couple of years coming to mind, 3 years now. When we tried doing the espetos. Espetos is the verb to espetar, which you get like a metal rod and stick them through the sardines like that. I've got the trick now on how to do it. And the first ones we did, they just fell off. All of them. Wasted about 1 kilo sardines. But now you put them on, make sure you put the spine all in one row, and you do it spine down first. So that side with the spine down, and then you turn it around, and the spine holds because they go a bit more flimsy. The back of the espeto, and you cook that side, and you never lose any. So how many visas do you have pending for Manchester? Good question. Oof, good question. Jane will be able to tell me. There we go. I might be able to tell you if I can. I'll have a look for you. Or maybe I'll answer that next week. Definitely. Oh, hang on a minute. I can tell you here. Good question. Good question. Good question. How many have we got pending? Visas pending. Let me have a look and see. Bear with me, guys. And I can check here. Just need to go and look at our Manchester file. No, not rest of world file, Manchester file. He says, waiting visas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, that one's in. We haven't moved in. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Around 17 at the moment. Around 17 visas. Ah, hey a minute. Jeff has been today, and I haven't put him in that folder there. 18 pending. We've got, of which they are, I think we've got one now up to 13 weeks, which is our slowest. So there you go, Julius. Thank you for asking. Stu said, air fryers are great, yeah. And he loves bowl nuevo. Air fryers are great. He loves bowl nuevo. And Joanne is cooking us a chicken roast in the air fryer when in Spain. Yeah, why not? I do chicken roast in the air fryer now. I haven't got an oven actually at the moment. When I flew out of Almeria last Thursday, everyone had their fingerprints taken except me when I showed the residency card. So they also Almeria. Let's add Almeria to the list of airports with entry exit. Then thanks for that. And I got my entry stamp in France. I kept a couple of fuel and food receipts in Spain dated the next day, and they took that in Cartagena when registering my first TIE. Thanks for that. And that Evening, Chris. Great program as is yours. Double act with Scats. Cheers, Steve. Yeah, we do get a bit of a double act going, don't we, now and then? Indeed, I did. Scats channel has been my key to being in Spain. It's fantastic. We have Scats. Thanks for introducing us to Upsticks. Cheers, John. Yeah, we've God, it's been a long journey, hasn't it? Now we're 3 years in, and sorry to hear that, Chris. I hope they get it right this time. Yeah, he'll be all right. Kids, it's something to talk about when he gets older, isn't it? So, where are we? Lots on the go today. Let's go to our news item, shall we? And where's the old news item? Where were we? News item. It'd help if I actually had it up, wouldn't it? Here we go. This is something that I actually pulled up today when I was desperately scrambling to put everything together, and I didn't know this had happened. So, a minute. Where's the button for that then? Here we go. Share screen. What Scats is a lot better at is putting things together than me on this platform. I sort of make it up as I go along. So I didn't know, but the from pulling tourist carriages to peaceful pastures, Malaga's horses start a new life. I was like, oh, well, that's all about. 3 associations mobilized to rescue and care for 16 horses that were otherwise likely to be sent to the slaughterhouse or slaughter or continue working in other Spanish cities. So read this article. I'm not going to read it all out to you. You can put it in the link below when I finished. But basically, I didn't know this, but it says Guitarra, a 26-year-old born in 1999, he'd been taking thousands of tourists on carriage rides through the Spanish city of Malaga since 2007. He pulled one of the 25 horse-drawn carriages licensed to operate in the Andalusian capital. It is not the Andalusian capital. Malaga is the capital of the province, which is what I think they're referring to. But if we were to have a capital, it would be Sevilla. That's where the main things happen. But Malaga is the capital of the Malaga province. Since the city announced the revocation of those permits, I didn't know that. You will have no horse rides in Malaga anymore, just a few weeks ago. So read the article. It's about where the articles are, where the horses have been saved, where they're going to go. But I didn't know that they had revoked the licenses for the horse draws. What is your opinion on that? Is it cruelty to animals? I don't know too much about horses. I have to profess, so I don't know if it was good for them, if it gave them a purpose, whether they liked it, or they didn't like it. I'm sure they didn't like dragging tourists around in 40 degrees all day long. But then if they're going to get sent off to the slaughterhouse, are we stopping traumatizing these animals now moving forward, or was they happy just dragging the carriages around? I don't know enough about horses. What I do know is these ones got saved, so that's fantastic news. And there'll be no more horse-drawn carriages, and hopefully they'll get rid of the stupid scooters as well, because I don't think it's fair that they get rid of the horses and the carriages and they still allow people to go around on those stupid rented scooters. I think it's ridiculous, and it's even more ridiculous to give them to tourists. That's my opinion, and I find very strong on that. After 5 of them nearly hit my car, one of them nearly ran us over when we were just stupid. Ban them from town centres. Sorry, I know people have to get to work, but if you have to work in Malaga and you have to have one electric scooters to go to Malaga to do it, have somewhere to line it up and then walk. Don't have them in the centre. They should be banned from certain areas. And I will stop ranting now about scooters. So, here we go. Any idea when you might be able to include some detail around the V6 emergency light? Yeah, Scats did a very good video actually about it the other day, but I am going to get my act together. At the moment, we're just extremely busy. I've got some emails to get out there tonight as well. It's just been a crazy time. We're looking forward to Christmas. Actually, now, this is another one, guys. If you're looking to move over 2026, 2027, get your calls booked in now. I've blocked the calls, I'm afraid, on our system now till January. That's us preparing for Christmas and making sure that we can deal with everything that we've got on our table at the moment. And all the calls are blocked for the rest of the year. now. So the calls which are booked in will do. And we're basically winding up now, not winding up the year, but getting ready for 2026, 2027. It's a long game, ours, but I'll definitely get something out there on that. I really will. Right. So where were we? That was our news. Let's go on to our because we're up to the hour already. Here we go. I've actually got a meeting at 7 o'clock, believe it or not. And a meeting. It's my mortgage brokers coming to get paid, believe it or not. There you go. And where are we? Food and drink. I just wanted to show you this. It's getting cold. If it's getting cold, it means it's chaos time. Chaos is tripe. It is one of my favorite dishes. It's done with paprika, with tomatoes, with garlic. And I actually was considering learning how to do chaos, but it's so cheap in the restaurants. Find yourself a good typical restaurant. It's a heartwarming dish and done well. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Chaos spelled Callos. It's basically just tripe and garbanzos. Garbanzos is chickpeas. And guys, this is one that I had recently, and it's just so nice. And I'm not going to learn how to make garbanzos or chaos, sorry, because I don't want to take the mystery away. I just want to turn up and buy a hot plate of it, and it's amazing. So that's all I can say. Don't make your own chaos at home. Take the mystery away. Leave it to the people who know what they're doing, and go and get some chaos in a restaurant and enjoy them. Out and about, and again, talking about Scats, if you want to see him, he is out and about gigging as usual, and I'll be seeing him next week. Actually, we're going to go for a midweek lunch, and Friday he is going to be at Bar Las Niñas dancing ska and whatever else he does. Then on Saturday he will be in Alba, which is, I have no clue, but you can pause the video and you can see. Oh, it's on Torrox Costa. There you go. So it's all in the Torrox area. So well done to getting down there, Scats. And the Scats man with a good reggae feel there, doing ska and dancing, will be on Sunday the 23rd in the Calle Andalucia in Nerja. So don't forget to go and check out Scats' great live music there. I can't see what this is, but let's share it. What was this? Oh, this was horrific. This is going to show everything here, but how sad was this? The tragic accident in Torrevieja. This is from the N332, or the old N332 group, which seems to be called Spanish Traffic Law now, I think it's the same group because they get the same amount of followers. A palm tree infested with red palm weevil, destructive insect that attacks palm trees, fell, struck in a vehicle that was passing at the moment on the CV905 road near the ITV station, which I was literally on that road about 3 weeks ago. We went for the tournament. Scary. A driver 2020, and it would have squashed the up 6 drive car. A driver 22-year-old man died as a result. That is and that's the road that connects the AP7 motorway to the city route. So I was there, and it's horrible, isn't it? Because you see accidents all day long, but when you see when it's close to home where somewhere you've been, well, that's just horrible. And our thoughts go out to the family, because what an unfortunate accident. And it just goes to show, I mean, should the town halls be going around checking the palm trees? I mean, everybody pays road tax, everybody pays their IBI, don't they? You know, that's part of their job, surely, to check for road safety, that trees aren't going to fall down because they are infested. So, yeah. Now, what else do we have? Lee has given us loads of stuff to show you today, and this is a very interesting thing. Bueno, déjalo. Hasta luego. And that's Guillermo, our forms guy, off for the day. There's a late shift. And Lee said, check this out. I know you like to hear about things that help people living here. I really do, and thanks for sharing it. So on Sunday, I have to return to the UK for a week, but the flight is super early. No trains, no buses from Sitges. So I looked like a taxi that's normally 70 to 80 each way. Do they have Ubers where you are? So I thought it may be cheaper. I thought I'd see about leaving the car at the airport using a website. It was €108. I'm keen. Discount code hunter on the web, and I just Googled discount codes for parking Barcelona T1 and came across this Groupon link. So the link I will put below. Basically, you pay $3.99, 25% discount. I did it and it worked fine. I paid €81 instead of 108, so saved €80 on taxi there and back. Here is what the voucher actually looks like. So if you are going to Barcelona Airport or any of the other airports, I haven't actually checked out on Groupon, go to the Groupon website, which is a Spanish discount sort of website, and see if you can find yourself a discount on parking. I didn't even know they did that on there, so well done and thanks for showing me that. We've still got 24 people on. That's good. And excuse me. And last but not least, Lee did send me in some prices from Mercadona in Sitges in Catalonia. Now, Robbo sent me over from Alicante. I did the research here in Malaga, and it turns out Mercadona's prices are exactly the same everywhere. Gov, $2.85 for that wine everywhere in Spain. The potatoes, exactly the same price as well. This is the photos from Sitges, by the way, guys. And there we go. The red fruits, $1.90, exactly the same price. So thanks, Lee, for confirming. Across, even in Catalonia, the prices are the same. Now, the water slightly varies because they do use local suppliers for water, but I think by a few cents, yeah, it's 79, slightly more expensive, 73 here, I think, for the water. But apart from that, Mercadona's prices across the whole of Spain are pretty much standard. So let's go on to the chat. And oh, here we go. And 100% agree with your rant. I know I shouldn't say anything because the lad who's just left, he's on his scooter and so he comes to work because he can't drive and it's dark and he needs to get home. So, but he's very sensible, goes along the lanes but it's just I think there has to be more control. There's, helmets, fines for people, insurance. I don't know where we are with all of that. Here, ¿qué pasa? Ahora estoy contigo. And just right, I've got to go because my meeting's here, I'm afraid. But anyway, just on that note, some very exciting news on that front, that actually yesterday my family, myself, Lara, and the kids, we bought a house. It has been an absolute crazy journey, which I'm going to share, and I haven't shared any of it on the channel because I didn't want to jinx that it was going to happen. Not that I'm superstitious, but it's been a horrible journey. Some really good information out there, from actually selling a house that we owned a few years ago to having to go into rented accommodation to now buying basically what is, we've still got a lot of work on it. It is a bit of a dream home for us and our family, which hopefully will see us for an awful long time. But I wanted to share that with you because you guys are always out there supporting us, and it's going to be good because you're going to see lots more content coming about that. I haven't got any photos to show you at the moment, but as and when we have this experience of going through, doing it up, and a new place where we live, we're very lucky to get into our town where we wanted to live, where the kids are going to go to school, where they go to the secondary school. It's quite a hard town to get into, but we managed to stay here. And yeah, so I am over the moon, very excited. Anyway, guys, that is it for today. More content about that coming up. Thanks for joining on, and I will see you all soon next week, 6 o'clock. Don't forget, weekly update, 5 o'clock UK time. And now I've got a meeting, so I've got to go.